Hey friends, it's Sin. I'm back to do another review of Married at First Sight, Season 11. This is for Episode 13, Home Alone. Ah! Gosh, I'm gonna stop being ridiculous. So, how the episode starts. Now, the pandemic is serious. We know, we're living in it. But Lifetime did this editing. They just being so dramatic. Like, doom. The streets are empty, quarantine is on, you know. These shows be cracking me up, but they do all of that, and we know that the couples are in quarantine. Louisiana has been shut down for their stay-at-home law, whatever it is. So now the couples are stuck hanging out with each other all day, every day. So let's start off with Amelia and Bennett. We see they're having a good time, you know, trying to be light and happy and fun as they usually are when they're in their house, just enjoying themselves with each other. Amelia says she's learned some things about Bennett, and she says that he's a one square toilet paper type of person. Okay, it's he really cares about the planet. I'm gonna need him to use more than one square. I just don't think that's going to get him clean properly. And if he is using one square, it better be a wipe, y'all. So they end up having meetings with the experts, with Dr. Pepper or with Pastor Cal. So Amelia talks with Dr. Pepper. She says that things are going well, but you know, she does have to move for residency, and she still didn't know if Bennett was coming with her. And Dr. Pepper's just like, well, you are a really easygoing person, but you need to just tell him that you want him to move with you, or like just put your foot down about something if you want to tell him about it. Make sure you communicate your feelings. So Amelia says, okay. Bennett talks to Pastor Cal, and he says that things are going fine with him as well. Just that they have some things they don't line up. Like Bennett wants to have children in like 5 years, and Amelia wants to have children in about 2 years. And Bennett's just saying he wants to be in a more stable place. He doesn't have a stable job. He doesn't make that much money. So he's trying to bring home money for the family before they have children. I can understand that. Like, I understand. But I feel like if Amelia would just express herself more, she could just say, Bennett, I wanted you to be a stay-at-home dad, because that's what she wants. She don't care about him working. She wants to stay at home and cook and clean, take care of the children. Girl, just tell him that. That'll be easy. So after their individual meetings with the experts, they come and they speak to each other, and Amelia still isn't expressing herself the way Dr. Pepper wants her to. But she does tell Bennett, like, oh, I did get my residency. I'm going to Richmond, Virginia. And he's like, great. I was like, awkward. Great means you don't really know what you're going to do, you know? So a little strange there. But he does actually tell Amelia that he is going to split his time between Louisiana and Virginia. So he is going to do both and see her a lot. I don't know why Amelia says, yeah, so he's moving. I'm confused. Is he really moving, or is he splitting his time? What does that mean exactly? Is he really just going to move with her and come visit Louisiana often? Maybe that's what he's doing. But the way he made it seem was that he was going to stay in Louisiana but keep going back and forth. And the way Amelia made it seem was that he's going to stay in Virginia, keep going back and forth. It's probably Virginia. Maybe he just said it weird. I don't know. But that's really it with them. The biggest issues is the children, but Amelia actually says it's fine if they wait to have children. She says that, you know, Bennett wants to be in a stable place, and that's fine by her. And the moving situation kind of gets solved because Bennett's going to split his time. So that's it with them, really. Then we are on to Woody and Amani. So they start off showing what they've been doing, looking cute, having a good time, eating together, having breakfast together, you know, looking like the cute couple that we know they are. But then we get a little 2 weeks later, and we see they're in this big argument. So Amani says to Woody, like as a joke, oh, let me see your DMs. I know you got all the hoes in there. And he gets really upset and doesn't want to show her. So it's a big old argument. We don't even see the aftermath of the argument or how they solve it. We just see them talk to Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper, and they say the argument is done. When Amani talks to Dr. Pepper, she says that Woody was kind of upset with the way she brought it up. Maybe he didn't realize it was a joke. I don't really know. And Woody says, yeah, it was out of nowhere, and he don't know what's in his DMs. I'm assuming he means before he got married. He had a lot of stuff in there, and he probably never deleted it. But it can't be good if you want nobody looking at it. So that's an issue that probably will come back up. When something like that gets swept under the rug, it's not something that's going to go away. So I think this is something they've said like, oh, it's okay, it's fine, but it's not. especially if Amani didn't get to see the DMs. Like, I understand though, it is invasion of privacy. I don't think anybody really needs to look at anybody's DMs. But she said like, oh, I got this, feeling. Yeah, I don't know, girl. I don't know. But it's an issue that's not going to be solved if they didn't like completely solve it. And remember, on Lifetime, and usually on Married at First Sight, they actually have that exercise. I don't know if they've done it recently, but they usually have that exercise where the couple swap phones just to see what's going on. Basically, she was doing her own exercise. I'm terrible. People don't. But yeah, the reaction, him being so upset, just doesn't seem good. I know he definitely had stuff that he didn't want to see from before the relationship, but I hope they don't got nothing going on while they're in a relationship, Like, what is going on? Besides that, the only issue they bring up is children. Woody wants to have children like yesterday, and Amani wants to wait like 2 years, which, hello, makes sense. Y'all just got married. Who wants to just have children right away? I understand. And that's all she said about that. And they go back after the meeting and they talk to each other about everything. And they compromise that they're not going to have any children or even a dog right now. They're just going to stay married, getting to know each other, having a good time. Because Amani would like a dog right now and Woody would like a child right now. So they're just going to get none. Whatever. Oh, I forgot. So when Woody is talking to Pascal, one thing I didn't like that he said, he was like, yeah, I love my wife and, everything is going good and I don't plan to be going anywhere. So why wouldn't we have children? I don't like that wording. What do you mean you don't plan to be going anywhere? I know he's saying like, I plan to stay, but I don't like that plan thing. Just say, I'm here to stay. If you're here to stay, say you are. Don't say I plan. I don't plan to go anywhere. All right, you may not plan to go anywhere, but you might. I don't like when people say stuff like that. So I was like, boy, fix your wording. Because just say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay. That's why I want to have children. Because I love her and I want to have children. I want to have a family with her. Now, I don't plan on going anywhere. I might not plan on going anywhere either, but I could book a flight tomorrow. Like, I'm going to need him to get that together. So I forgot about that part that annoyed me. But yeah, they just compromise on what's going on. And Woody also says like, yeah, he just want to make sure he's that guy. He don't know if he'll be that guy for Amani or something like that, he says. And Amani's just like, remember, you're enough. You're always enough. And I don't know if I took it as him saying he's enough or that he's saying maybe he might mess up, That's what he was inferring to me. But he's like, can I always be that good guy? Can I always be that person, or am I gonna F it all up? Y'all, I don't know. He don't plan on going anywhere. He needs to be that guy. Woody, if you're just gonna be in love with her and have a family and be happy, then do it. Don't be saying, I might be that guy, or I don't plan on going anywhere. We don't need this. And no, it's money. Lastly, Pastor Cal did say that things can be going well for them right now. But make sure they keep communicating because it can become an issue later. And I thought that was good advice because, the experts don't always be giving good advice. They be getting on my nerves. But I think that was good advice to give. Like, okay, y'all doing good, but don't sweep things under the rugs. Actually communicate because these issues can come back. And that DM issue is going to come back for sure, y'all. It is coming back up. I know it is. Then it's Christina and Henry who are a mess. The rundown. Christina forgets Henry's birthday. Effed up. He's like, if he forgot her birthday, she would be upset. For sure, she'd have been so upset. So, she forgets his birthday. She then tells Henry she's going on a walk, all dazzled up and dressed up in a little white dress, and disappears and don't come back till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Henry like, well, why you had to be a liar? You could have told me you was going to hang out with your friends. You didn't have to say I'm going on a walk. Like, what are you doing, girl? I don't understand. I don't understand why you gotta lie. So quarantine ain't going well for these two, but it wasn't going well before quarantine. So what did we expect, right? So they have their little meetings with Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper. Christina talks to Dr. Pepper and she tells her that Henry just doesn't, he goes out a lot, he runs errands a lot, he has to go to his house to work. She's like, but he doesn't even come home with flowers or buy things for me, like even food, because he's out a lot. And I can understand, like, he could bought some kind of food she would like. But I think she also should be like, hey, next time you go out, maybe ask me what I like. Because I'd be like, you better bring me some stuff I like. Shoot. have him come back in the house and he had no food in quarantine that I like? Girl, you crazy. But I do understand her frustration that she wants him to, care more about her. But the thing is, he don't. Y'all ain't into each other. Then Henry talks to Pastor Cal, and he's just like, listen, Pastor Cal, I just can't get down with her. I can't get down with Christina. She's a liar. She's a liar. He's like, look, she lied originally about where she lived. She told me she lived, I think he was saying CBD. I don't know what that means or where that's at, but that's what he said. And he's like, but then when we went to see each other's places, she was like, oh, she basically in her car. And Henry's like, yeah, she's lying about things. And he also brings up that she lied and went out and didn't come back home that night. And Pastor Cal's like, oh, no, yeah, that's not good. No, it's not, Pastor Cal. So Henry kind of leaves his meeting with Pastor Cal kind of through with it seems like. And Christina leaves her meeting a little more optimistic. Like she's saying, maybe I could just talk to Henry in a way that he would prefer, communicate in his kind of communication style, and we could get this going better. But they, talk to each other afterwards. They had their little meeting, and Henry just confronts Christina. He's like, listen, Christina, I just feel like you've been lying, and I don't like it, and it has been an issue since the beginning for me. You lied about where you live. Christina's like, what? I didn't say that. I never said that. He's like, yeah, you did. I've heard it, and multiple people have heard it. And then she starts crying. Y'all, he don't even get to bring up that she didn't even come home. What I was surprised by is I didn't think that Christina would feel this hurt and be crying. I honestly didn't. But she was just like, I don't understand. I just feel like that you never wanted to be with me because you always had this idea of me of being a liar. And she storms off. I was like, oh, shoot. So Christina's more hurt than I thought, but I also think, I'm terrible, but it's the truth. She's more hurt than I thought she is. I think she is hurt, but I think she also needs to get out of the situation because she still didn't get to answer the lies, though. We never got an answer about where she lived. We don't know. And he never got to confront her about the friends thing. So it's very strange. Definitely very strange. And I've been wondering since the beginning about her house situation, and I really want the answer. So I'm mad she stormed out because she don't want to tell nobody. But I do think that she has this pleasing attitude too much, which sounds weird because Christina is rude and wants to do her own thing. But I feel like when it comes to men, she does have this part of her personality where she's like, but what can I do to make you love me? And she has to really get rid of that, Like, it's clear that Henry don't like her like that. And you can't do anything for him to like you like that, honestly. And she needs to not see the situation in that way. Like, what can I do to make you want to be with me? Girl, no. We're going to have more respect than that. We're not going to be begging nobody to like us. That's what I'm going to need Christina to do. But, yeah, I definitely think that she was hurt. But also, she figured out a way to not give us no info. Definitely. We still know what's going on with the lies. But lastly, y'all, when it comes to them, so we don't see any of this happen. Henry just gives us the rundown. Christina says, like, look, I found out some stuff about you. Somebody, a reliable source, texted her, some guy, and he said that he been in a relationship or sleeping with Henry. Henry like, what? He's like, I don't even know what's happening. She never showed me the text so I could verify. He really thinks that she's lying about the text. And he's just like, look, if I was gay or if I was with somebody, I would definitely not get on national television and marry a woman. Which I thought was funny. Because Henry like, listen, if I was gay and didn't want nobody to know, what would I be doing on national television where I could get scrutinized? And somebody gonna find out. I understand what he mean though. I really want to get to the bottom of this. It's so out of nowhere. Yeah, I would like to see. It's very strange. So y'all tell me, y'all think Christina made this up? Or is somebody just being annoying and want to do this? I'm leaning more towards it's made up. It just seemed real out of nowhere, but you never know with these type of shows. But we will see. We will definitely see. Alright, y'all, then it's Karen and Miles, and they are still struggling like they've been struggling the whole season. So Miles is having issues with Karen. He feels like she doesn't want him or express the want for him. She doesn't, tell him. She doesn't really give any affection. Things like that still. Same old. But she doesn't express any want for him, and he doesn't like that. He's not being loved or... I can't say love because I'm not in love, but let's just go with love the way he wants to be loved. And he said that, and this actually ends up in a big blow up between them that we don't actually see, but it's a big blow up. And he says that if he had to choose tomorrow, then they wouldn't be married. So they had their meetings with the experts. Karen sees Dr. Pepper, and what's crazy to me is Karen was way more upset than I thought. When she brings up the fact that he said he wouldn't be married to her if he had to choose, she's crying, and she's like, I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want him to hold his feelings back so much and try to accommodate me so much that he would resent me in the end. And I can understand her feeling that way. She has told him multiple times, express himself. I do feel like he has told her things that he liked, though, more affection, different things. But she's just like, she wants him to express himself more, and she don't want him to resent her. But I do say, like, especially when they had meetings with the experts, that Miles definitely did say things he would like from Karen. I don't know if she was getting those things, so in the end, he started getting upset and feeling like she don't really care about him. But Dr. Pepper and Karen do discuss how Karen wants a masculine type of person. Y'all know I hate this, but yeah, this whole masculine person, they have to have the exact masculine traits, whatever the freak that means, Karen. Well, you know the last person you dated cheated on you and had a baby. Is that masculine traits? Like, I don't know. It's strange. It's like anytime people want people to be masculine in the way that they be speaking about, it always somehow comes with toxic traits. But people can be masculine and not be toxic. You know, and when they are, then it's like y'all say they feminine. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. But one thing she does bring up, she says that she didn't like that Miles calling her sis, her girlfriends call her sis. That is one thing I will agree with. I wouldn't want nobody calling me sis, or even like when people are like, yeah, bro. Don't call me bro. Don't call me sis. Don't call me either one of them. I don't like that. So I can understand her issue with that alone. But him expressing himself, him being emotional, him, wanting care and love and expressing that he wants that, nothing wrong with those things. Don't call me sis, though. That's just annoying to me. Like, I'm not your sis. Like, I'm clearly not your sis. I'm married to you. You know, so it's like, that I can get. I feel like her wanting to bring up the sis issue, yes. But it's not all that she has issues with. I feel like she's like, I didn't get in a marriage to be married to, like, my girlfriend. I got in a marriage to be married to, like, a husband. But him, like, hyping her up and being like, oh, your nails look cute. Why wouldn't you want that? Most people want, like, a best friend and a husband. And him hyping your nails up, hyping your hair up, I'm like, thank you. I know I was trying to look cute today. I'd be excited. But, listen, I don't know what she want him to do. I'd be confused. Karen be weird. But that's really it that happens with her and Dr. Pepper. Miles talks to Pastor Cal, and he tells Pastor Cal how he's feeling unwanted in the relationship. He also says that he feels like they have struggled to get to know each other, even though they've been in quarantine. He says it's like the same thing, same routine, and they don't really know each other enough. Miles also says to Pastor Cal that he doesn't know if Karen has the capacity to love him the way he needs to be loved. And Pastor Cal's like, no, it's not true. She does. And y'all could work on it, and this could really be something good. You know, they typical. But they meet back up, and it seems to be going a little better. Like, this always happens with them. It's always some mess, and then they seem to be doing a little better, but not really, because it's always some mess. You know, it's like, I don't know, y'all, with them. I don't know with them. But they do meet back up, and they, talk about everything. And Karen still does say, like, yeah, I think I can love you the way you need to be loved and be affectionate and everything. And then they just laughing and smiling and having a good time. But that's what always happens with them. So, y'all, I don't know. Then it is Brett and Olivia. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Brett and Olivia. So, we see them hanging out during quarantine, blah, blah, whatever. Let's get to the juicy, right? So, Brett expresses that he's very annoyed with the fact that they're supposed to hang out and, like, watch movies. And he notices that Olivia be, like, on her phone. He don't like that. Brett also says that he wanted Olivia to come to his house and just see it. And just see what it looks like, and she hasn't done that. Olivia says, like, she basically wanted to spend more time with Brett, and she had a whole week off or something, and he didn't even care to spend time with her. So clearly they're having issues. But Olivia goes to visit her family. She hasn't seen them. She goes visit them in the quarantine. Brett doesn't want her to do this, but she goes. She comes back in the house. He done left, y'all. He left the house. And he took food with him. He done moved all the way out. He only left like 2 things. And I was just like, all right, Brad, you can move out, but to take the food during the quarantine? petty. You could have took some, you had to take all. So Olivia calls him like, hello, where'd you go? You just left? Like, what are you doing? And you took the food? He's like, oh, well, there's no point in us doing this no more. This would have been around decision day. Anyway, we got too many big issues. I'm out, right? And then he also is like, but I didn't take all the food. I ate up the food. I don't know if he ate up the food, but it was petty. So I definitely agree with Brett that there is no point in them trying to make this work. They clearly don't belong together. They have big issues that they can't get past. And it's not gonna work. They don't have the same agreements on children, on travel, on spending. She has a big issue with how much money he makes. He's insecure with how much money she makes. So it's just like, no, this isn't gonna work. Y'all aren't matched to be together. But for him to just up and leave while she was with her parents is effed up. If you're gonna leave, just tell her, I'm leaving, we don't belong together, pack your stuff. But don't just disappear in the middle of the night and take the food, petty. You know, like, what do we expect from Brett, though? I think they didn't belong together, but why would you act like that? It's ridiculous. It really is. Then they do speak to the experts after this, and Brett is talking to Pastor Cal. Pastor Cal's like, oh, you know, he wants to know, like, why did he check out? And I'm like, he checked out of the relationship because they don't work. Y'all matched them wrong. Stop asking dumb questions. It's annoying. And Pastor Cal basically asks, like, is he done with the relationship? And Brett's basically like, I'm done. Pastor Cal's just like, I just want to make sure you exhausted all resources. No, they don't belong together. Stop forcing people who clearly don't belong together to try to stay together. I don't know, they do this all the time, but they need to stop. It's not working. And Olivia talks to Dr. Pepper and about everything that's going on. And basically she's like, they should have an honest conversation. And I'm like, they did have an honest conversation. She called him and he basically said he don't want people to what? I'm so confused. Whatever. So after the meetings, they talk to each other. Olivia still wants to work on things. I don't know why. But Brett tells her, you know, she's like, so what we gonna do it? We're gonna work on it and, you know, try to stay together. And Brett dead serious says, no thanks. Yo, he is so wrong. They don't belong together, but no thanks. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. So that is basically what happens. So now what I'll say about what happened last episode with that whole us seeing them cuddling on the couch and stuff. I feel like Brett always knew they weren't going to be together because he knew these big issues weren't going to work. And he knows he doesn't want to be with her. So when they were on the camera, he would bring up some of the issues they had. But I feel like when he was alone with her, because, you know, he's lonely, he would like cuddle up and try to be nice sometimes. But he does know in the end he didn't want to be with her. So that's what he's doing, playing games with Olivia. That's what he was doing. That is my assessment, because I was so confused last time. I'm like, they like each other? No, Brett don't like her, and Olivia kind of wants to work things out. And I feel like she's that I don't want to give up person, but that don't mean she truly likes Brett. She doesn't. Just because you don't want to give up on this marriage and this social experiment, girl, no, he ain't for you. He packed up and left. He took the food during quarantine. Girl, leave him alone. I just don't understand. So they are out. That is it. Couple ended early. We've been having this happen a lot on Married at First Sight. Couples ending their relationship early because the experts don't know how to match people. All right, y'all. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Do you think these couples are going to last, the remaining couples? I mean, everybody know Christina and Henry ain't lasted. How y'all think Woody and Amani and Karen and Miles are going to do? Because Christina and Henry. And do y'all think that text that Christina said she got is true? Or did she just make that up because she'd be lying, like by the way she lived? All right, y'all, let me know. That is the end of my recap and review of Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 13, Home Alone. I'll see y'all on my next one. Bye.